There's a storm in your chest, there's fire in your name. They tried to dim your light, but you rose just the same. You don't need a savior, don't need their praise. You're the voice, the spark, the house of haze. This is House of Haze, where the bold don't break, where the soul stands tall and the silence shakes. From the roots to the sky, we light the blaze. Come alive, come strong, this is House of Haze. March with the misfits, build with the brave. We carry each other, no soul left to save. It's power we plant, not permission we chase. A new world begins in the House of Haze.
All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning and good day. Today is Thursday, December 18th, and you are here with Revved Up with Rev on streaming services such as YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Substack, and I apologize if I'm leaving any others out. But welcome to the show, and happy to be here on this lovely Thursday, as it is getting a little warmer today than it has been in a while. So I don't know about you, but I really appreciate that, and look forward to maybe having another day or two like that around the bend here. So with that being said, let's get into it here. Let's go to, the title for today's show is You Don't Need a Break from the Work. You need to remember why you started. And with that, we will go to our opening grounding and breath work. So again, good morning, family. Welcome back to Revved Up with Rev. I am your host, Rev Hayes. That is Revhaze. And it is Thursday. And so if you are feeling tired, good. That means you've been showing up. Before we do anything else, let's slow it down for a second. Roll your shoulders back. Oh, that feels good. Roll your neck. Now the other way. Oh, no matter what part of your day that you're in, that can always feel like a refreshing exercise. So after that, welcome back. Unclench your hands. And now take a breath in through the nose. And hold it. And let it out slowly. You don't need to be energized right now. You just need to be present. So here we go with the Rev Up with Rev Thursday episode. Let's name the moment, right? Thursday is a funny day. Monday has intention. Tuesday has, momentum. Monday has intention. Tuesday has momentum. And Wednesday has clarity. So what about Thursday? Thursday tests the commitment. This is the day people start negotiating with themselves. I'll start fresh next week, they say. I've done enough. Or flat out, I'm just tired. And listen, tired doesn't mean weak. Tired means human. But tired is also when the old patterns try to take control again. So we have to be we have to be aware of that. Excuse me, for lack of better words. So tired is also when the old patterns try to take control again. Remember that. And with that, let's just jump right in here on Thursday, right into the 3 daily goals. So, how are your goals been going for you this week? How about last week? Are you keeping track of how many days you are hitting them, how many days you are not? And if there's any kind of pattern, improvement, Is it declining? It's not about shame. It's about just knowing where you're at and being able to hold yourself accountable for your own actions. So, getting into the goals. Let's anchor before the noise creeps in. Goal one thing for your future self. Not a big thing, not a heroic thing, just something that makes tomorrow lighter. Drop it in the chat. Goal two, one thing for your present self. What does your body or nervous system need today? Water, movement, quiet, boundaries, a good book, a movie, some cuddle time, whatever it might be. Say it out loud or type it. Your needs do matter, and we want to hear them. And when you put things out in the open, you are allowing yourselves to externalize your thoughts and your wants and put them into the universe verbally. So, goal number 3, one thing for your community. That this does not have to be public. It just has to be real. Connection is how we outlast exhaustion. So, with that being said, let's see what the audience has to say about their goals. Oh, and good day, Chevy, our northern friend up in the northern America, the lovely country of Canada. Good day. They got a foot of snow and the highways are closed. My goal is to get home safely. Yes, I hope that you can make it home safely. Traveling home from a cabin. And yes, definitely take it safe. Stay if you need to. Never good. Always practice precaution in the weather. You can always get somewhere tomorrow, but you can never undo a tragic accident. So use your head and stay safe whenever you're out in inclement weather. Anyone, anywhere. That's your lesson for the day. So, with that being said, let's go to what we will call today. I feel like I'm short of breath today, and I really don't know why. It's weird. Anyway, we're going to go to the next segment, which is called the Midweek Lie. Ooh, the Midweek Lie. I don't know. I couldn't help myself. So, anyway, here's the lie that shows up on Thursdays. If this mattered, it would feel easier by now. That lie has ended more growth than failure ever has. And just take that with you. If this mattered, it would feel easier by now. That lie has ended more growth than failure ever has. Give me a minute to sit with that one. So, after that, we will move on to what I would like to call or talk about why resistance means that you're close, right? Why does resistance mean that you're close? What is it about resistance that's saying you are close to where you want to be? And this is why. When resistance shows up, most people assume that they're just doing something wrong, right? Why would there be all this friction? Why would there all be all this pushback if what I was doing was right? And that does make sense if you think about it, right? Initially. I think you think harder. It's because the things we really want are never given to us. They will never just be handed to us or come to us on a platter for 99% of us, right? Those things take work. They take determination and they take consistency, which we've talked about all week here today or on this show. So consistency is very important, especially when you're dealing with resistance. So, with that being said, let's talk about it a little bit. So, when resistance shows up, most people assume that they're doing it wrong. But psychologically, resistance usually means that you're doing something right. It means you're no longer operating on autopilot. It means your old patterns are losing control. And it means a new version of you is trying to take that wheel. And that version doesn't need motivation, it needs permission. And where does that permission come from? Think about it. That version of you needs the permission to move slowly. It needs permission to be imperfect. And it needs permission to keep going without the applause. And this is why, exactly why, we do not quit on Thursdays. We adjust, we soften, we recommit. Not because the work is easy, but because the work is ours. And with that, I think you all know what time it is. The soul shift alignment moment. It's a lot to say, right? So if you are working with the 21 day soul shift journal, this is the exact point it's designed for. Not day one energy, not finish line hype. This moment when consistency starts to feel boring, heavy, or even inconvenient. That's where identity changes. If you've fallen off today, yesterday, it's not a failure. You just show up again today and the next day. And if you fall off, you get back up and you show up again that day. It's about staying true to yourself, trusting yourself, and building consistent habits to be not just consistent habits that could be detrimental to where you're going, but consistent in working to build these habits to become or be where you want to be in your life. So, let's talk about returning without shame. We can be our harshest critics sometimes. I know I can be, most of the time. But if you're shaming yourself for missing a day or falling off a little bit or maybe not doing it quite as much as you wanted to, you're being your own enemy. Shame is a powerful tool, but you don't want to use it against yourself. There's plenty of people that probably shame you in your own life. That's why I just add on to it. When you're doing this 21-day program, if you're not doing the 21-day program and just doing the goals, whatever you might be doing, maybe you're not doing the goals at all. Maybe you're just listening and going about your life. But just remember, return to yourself without shame. If it doesn't go the way you thought it was, something happened, went wrong, might suck. It's not the end of the world, hopefully. But you move on. You get back up and you just keep doing it. And sometimes it feels awful. You feel like you're hurting yourself working on this consistency. That's all the things in your brain undoing themselves, all the doubts, all the fears, all the comfort in being complacent. It's all going away. And that's where it's good to be uncomfortable. It's showing growth. You're growing. And I'm proud of you. Keep it up. And then the next point I have is why consistency is greater than intensity. You can work to change something. You can go full force at it and try to do it overnight. But lots of times those efforts fade, sizzle out, burn out, whatever. It's about consistency. Moments, movements that happen with consistency become lasting. It's an implant in your DNA. You're telling your body and your mind and your soul what you're doing and what it needs to do to be with you by doing these things consistently. You are training your subconscious self. And let's talk about how self trust is built quietly. You don't build trust in yourself by screaming out loud how much you trust yourself now and you didn't last week, or maybe you can tell some people that, but it's not about applause and parades. It's about the feeling you'll get when you do trust yourself. The feeling when you wake up one day and finally realize that you are enough, you know enough, that you can do whatever you want to do. You just got to use this thing up here. And you have to trust yourself. And we talked about, I believe, on Monday or Tuesday, that trust is not a feeling, it's a skill set. Self trust is not a feeling, it is a skill set. You don't just tell yourself you're going to trust yourself and do so. No, that's not going to work. You have to develop the skills in order to trust yourself. To know that you can trust yourself because you know what to do. Because you are informed and educated. That doesn't mean you have to be a doctor. It just means you have to know what you're doing and what you're talking about, or try to be curious enough to help hopefully figure it out. But self-trust is built quietly. We do the work on our own a lot. And that's why we come here to these group sessions after the pod, to the Discord, so we have somewhere to talk and communicate with one another and feel like a part of a community. Because it can be quiet. It can be lonely. Doing self work on your, for yourself, doing the shadow work type things. When you start out in those journeys, people don't tell you. I hope you enjoy, being a little lonely. You're gonna lose most of the people you cared about in your life, because it's not that they don't care about you, but they care about you in the version of you that they know. And once the new version of you comes out, oftentimes there's a lot of people that just aren't up to par with that. And I try to look at it this way: they're doing us both a favor by removing themselves from my circle or your circle. Because if you are standing up to be who you want to be and doing the right things for yourself, and that's too much for them or not what they're into, they weren't one of your friends anyway. So, but with that being said, let's drop back to some community reflections. What makes you want to quit when things get hard? And what keeps you coming back anyway? The weight of the week after getting to Thursday, you're just looking forward to the weekend and tired of all the stress from work and kids, etc. I would like just to just get to the weekend. Yeah, that's understandable. You want to just kind of quit and just coast for through the rest of the week and have a day or an hour to yourself on the weekend. That is completely understandable. I think that's greatly understandable. I don't know who wouldn't understand that, right? Perfect. And thank you for that. Tina in Iowa. Oh no. Well, I'm trying to talk to you and my mic was muted. My apologies. Welcome back. Sorry about the pause there. I don't know what happened in my background. That is definitely weird. Interesting enough. So regardless of that, the Thursday recommitment ritual. Close your eyes if you can and put a hand on your chest. Say this with me. I don't need to feel ready. I don't need to feel inspired. I choose to stay present. I choose to keep building. Breathe into that. And that's enough for today. I think we've got a lot in here in a short amount of time. So thank you for joining and participating for those that did. So now I'd just like to do a quick call to action. You know the drill. If you want to keep doing this work with us, if you like what I'm doing and providing, and you would like to see more, please subscribe to the Substack, substack.com/RevHaze. That is RevHaze. There is free and paid subscriptions on there. Feel free to make a choice of either one. You can support through Ko-Fi by joining a membership of the Revved Rascals, which goes from $4 a month all the way up to 24, I believe, in different tiers to your liking. And you can also do a one-time uh, tip or send a gift, whatever, just a little thank you or we appreciate you. And that is packing a bowl for Rev on my Ko-Fi page as well. Also, you can join the Woke as Folk Discord. Feel free to reach out to me on any of my socials. You can message me directly, and I will get you that link. That is where we do the real work after these pods end in our more private but open to the community conversations. And also follow at Rev Hayes on YouTube so you don't miss these lives every day, Monday through Friday. And then, of course, like I just said, right after this, we will be heading up over to the Revved Up with Rev Discord chat in the Wokus Folk server. So drop me a line, come on over. We'd love to see you there. No pressure, no performance, just real people doing work. And with that, I'll leave you with this. Thursday does not need your perfection. It needs your presence. Thursday does not need your perfection. It needs your presence. You're not behind. You're not broken. And you're not failing. You're building quietly, steadily, and honestly. And that kind of work changes everything. I'll see you over on the Discord. Let's keep going, fam. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you all tomorrow morning, Friday, back on Revved Up with Rev. You all have a wonderful afternoon, and take care.
your chest, there's fire in your name. They tried to dim your light, but you rose just the same. You don't need a savior, don't need their praise. You're the voice, the spark, the house of haze. This is House of Haze, where the bold don't break,